A lucky day. Jin-gun, 운수 좋은 날. 케빈 오록 신부님 영역. There was an unfriendly murkiness in the sky that suggested snow, but the snow did not come. Only a frozen rain that kept dripping down. Today was the first lucky day in a long time to come the way of Kim Chum-ji, a rickshaw-man who worked on the city side of Dongso-mun. It began with a woman in the house opposite who wanted to go downtown. He brought her to the tram stop, and then, in the hope of getting another fare, he wandered around the depot, turning imploring eyes on each person in turn who got off a tram, until finally he got a fare to Dongguan School, a man dressed in Western clothes who looked like a teacher. The first run was 30 Jan, the second 50 Jan. Not a bad omen to start the day. Kim Chum-ji had been in such early bad luck that he hadn't seen the sight of money for 10 days. But the jingle now of 3 10-jan nickel coins, followed by 5 more in the palm of his hand, was almost enough to bring tears of joy. For him today, the value of this 80 jan was inestimable. Not only would he be able to slake his thirst with a cup of wine, but he would be able to buy a bowl of salongtang beef soup for his ailing wife. His wife had been racked with a cough for more than 6 weeks, and in circumstances where a bowl of millet was difficult to get, it goes without saying she had had no medicine. It wasn't that medicine was completely out of the question. To some extent, at least, Kim Chum-ji was being true to his belief that if you give medicine to get rid of the demon of disease, the demon will get to like it and keep coming back for more. So he hadn't had a doctor look at her, and he didn't really know what was wrong. However, her condition was obviously serious because she was lying down all the time, quite unable to turn on her side, much less get up. Her condition had become worse 10 days ago, when a bowl of millet she ate lay on her stomach. Kim Chum-ji had just got his hands on some money after a long lean spell. He bought her a little millet and a 10-jan bundle of wood, and then the damn woman, in Kim's own words, had been completely reckless. She threw the whole lot into a pot to boil, but too impatient to wait for it to cook, she dispensed with a spoon and began scooping up the half-cooked millet with her hands before the fire could redden, as if someone was going to take it away from her, stuffing it into her mouth till her jaws turned purple like 2 cancers as big as a fist. By evening, she was complaining of a tightness in her breast. Her stomach was cramped. Her eyes were wide and staring. She was having a fit. Kim Chum-ji was really angry. "Goddamn woman! It would be your luck. Sick when you don't eat, sick when you do. What's to be done now? Can't you look straight?" He cried and he slapped her once across the cheek. Her eyes came back a little into line, but there was a wet film clinging to them. Kim Chum-ji's eyes were burning too. The patient, however, didn't go off her food. For 3 days, she badgered her husband for salongtang. "Bloody woman! Can't even eat millet and she wants beef soup. Stuff herself again and have another fit," he ranted. Inwardly, however, he felt bad that he couldn't buy it for her. Now he would be able to buy her the salongtang. He would also be able to buy food for the 3-year-old child howling with hunger by her sick mother's side. Kim Chum-ji, 80 jan tight in his fist, had a feeling of plenty. Kim Chum-ji's good fortune didn't end there. Coming back out the school gate, wiping the mixture of sweat and rain that was running down the back of his neck with a greasy Japanese cotton handkerchief, he heard the cry, "Rickshaw!" behind him. Kim Chum-ji took one look at whoever it was that had stopped to call him, and he guessed it was a student from the school. The student got straight to the point. "How much to Southgate Station?" he asked. The boy was probably a boarder at the school going home for the winter holidays. Probably he had made up his mind to go today, but with the rain and having baggage as well, he had been at a loss to know what to do until he spotted Kim Chum-ji. Anne came running out. Otherwise, why come running out? Shoes trailing behind him, getting soaking wet, even if it was only a cheap cotton uniform he was wearing. "Southgate Station, you say?" Kim Chum-ji said, hesitating for a moment. Might it be that he was reluctant to splash his way so far in this rain and without rain? Here? Or might it be that he was satisfied with the first and second fares? No, not at all. It was just that he was a little afraid of this strange good fortune, which seemed to be rushing in upon him. And there was also the fact that his wife's request, as he left the house this morning after the call from the woman across the street, was still nagging at him. There was an imploring light in the sick woman's eyes which were unusually big and sunken, the only living things in her fleshless face. "Oh, today, please, for my sake, stay at home today. I'm terribly sick," she said, her voice a murmur like the buzz of a mosquito, her breathing labored. Kim Chum-ji made light of it. "Who do you think will feed and look after us if we sit here holding on to each other?" he said, but as he made to rush off, the sick woman reached out her hand as if to hold him. "I wish you wouldn't go, but come back early," she said, her thin, throaty whisper following him out. Now, in the instant of hearing that his fare wanted to go to the station, her convulsively trembling hands, her huge big eyes, and her face, which was on the point of tears, danced before Kim Chum-ji's eyes.